Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Sales Mastery TV. I'm your host, Chadi Bazzi, a real estate coach and trainer, and I'm on a mission to help you master the art of selling so you can take more listings than you are right now, sell more homes much faster than you ever have, work less, and build a business by design. A business you absolutely love that gives you the money, time, and freedom that you deserve. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of Real Estate Success Mastery TV. I'm going to do a video today specifically about the 6 most important elements to qualify a buyer or a seller for. So, and the reason I wanted to do this video today is because I keep getting the question of, Chadi, I'm working with a bunch of buyers who are taking their time to, pull the trigger. Or I got a couple of seller leads and those sellers are not ready to list yet. How do I push these people? In answering that question with my specific one-on-one coaching clients, I always go back to saying, look, do you really understand those 6 things that I'm going to give you? Do you understand A, B, 3, 4, 5, and 6? And I say, let's go over those 6 items to help you navigate the next conversation that you're going to have with these people to influence them to make a decision much quicker. And 9 out of 10 times, the person I'm speaking to does not have the answer to all 6 items, and or they assume that they have the answer, but the answer has nothing to do with the real answer from the prospect. It's all based on their assumption. Okay, so what are the 6 most important things to qualify for when qualifying a buyer and or a seller to help you navigate this, to shorten the sales process from the moment that they become a lead to the moment that they type up a contract? Okay, so here are the 6 things. Number 1, okay, you want to be writing these down, and we'll put them in the show notes at shadibazzi.com. So if you're driving around listening to this podcast, you definitely want to visit shadibazzi.com, and the show notes will be there underneath the video. So number 1, okay, no order of importance. Number 1 item to qualify for is wants. Wants. We're not going to stop there. We're going to go further. What is it specifically that they want? So want. Okay, so you're going to write down number 1, want. Underneath that, you're going to put an A, B, C, D, because there's 4 different levels to get to the real true want of the buyer and or the seller. So number 1, or A, underneath number 1, write down specifically what do they want. Not what do they want, we got to get very specific. So specifically, what do they want? B, specifically, why do they want it? So B, specifically, why do they want it? C, what will happen when they get it? What will happen when they get what they want? And then D, specifically, what will happen if they cannot get what they want? Look, we're still on number 1 of 6. And look how deep I've gotten. You got to know specifically what do they want, specifically why do they want it. Why is it important to know why they want it? Because, people make decisions based on emotion. Their motivation is an emotion. Why they want it is their motivation. Okay, why they want it is their motivation. You got to discover the specifically why. Specifically what will happen when they get it. Why do we want to know specifically what will happen if they get it? Because we want to know, since this is an emotional decision, is it going to give them a pleasurable experience, or is it going to delete a painful situation? Remember, we make decisions based on either moving towards pleasure or moving away from pain. And then D, we said specifically what will happen if they don't get it. We want to know if they don't get it, is that okay? Because if it is okay for them to not get it, then we either got to delete it as a want, and or it's specifically gonna let us know that this buyer and or seller isn't really as motivated as we think they are, or as we would like them to be, in order for them to earn the right to work with us. So that's number 1. Number 2 is needs. Big difference between a want and a need. Big difference between a want and a need. There are certain things that a buyer or seller needs, and that becomes like more of a conditional thing. Like, I need it, we can't live without it, we gotta have it. A want is something that they would like. Like, for example, I want a 3-bedroom home, 2 bath, 2,000 square feet, etc., etc., etc. That is what I need. That right there is what I need. Now, what do I want? I want it to be on a cul-de-sac. Can I live with it not being on a cul-de-sac? Well, yes, I could. So that right there is a want. But do I absolutely need 3 bedrooms? Yes, because It's me, my spouse, and 2 of my children. So that's 3 bedrooms that we need. So you get the point in regards to the difference between a want and a need. Now we got to push the need a little bit further. Okay, so need, specifically, again, we're going to put an A, B, C, D underneath the need. Number A, specifically, what do they need? Specifically, what do they need? B, specifically, why do they need it? C, specifically, what will happen when they get it? And then D, specifically, what will happen if they cannot get it? So same exact thing as the wants. Number 2 was the needs. Number 3, okay, number 3, write down the third thing that we're qualifying for, which may show up as an answer to, number 1 or number 2. Write down problems to solve. Are there any we'll buy in a home, solve a problem for this buyer. We're selling this home, solve a problem for the seller. What are the problems that they are trying to solve? Why is that very important to discover? Because when you know what problem they are faced with, now you know the hot buttons to be pushing to get them to make a decision. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is you got to show them how using your services equals the elimination of the problem. See, when they see you as the solution to their problem, guess what? You are the expert. You're the person of authority. You're their doctor in this situation, and they are going to gravitate more towards you versus you having to pull them. Okay, so problems to solve is number 3. Number 4, the 4th most important element to qualify for is timing. Timing, what is their time frame? Do they want to buy a home now? Do they want to buy a home before school begins, before the holidays? What is their time frame, and why is that their time frame? Let's not stop at what is their time frame, but why is that their time frame? So for example, you meet a buyer says, hey, I'd love to have a home, let's say it's August or July. I'd like to have a home by September so my kids can start school on time. Okay, and then, here comes September, they haven't found a home. Why are they dragging their feet? You should have discovered that a long time ago. So timing is number 4. Number 5, write down ability. Ability. Whether it's a buyer or a seller, let's talk finances. Do they have the financial capability, the financial ability? Do they have the resources? Do they have access to the resources? Have they been pre-approved? Have they been pre-qualified? Do they know what their down payment is? Do they know exactly if there's going to be association dues? Is there going to be Mellarus? What is their closing cost? Do they understand all these numbers to really make a very informative, very important business decision here? So ability. Okay, ability is number 5, and number 6, write down authority. Number 6, write down authority. What do I mean by authority? I mean, are they the primary decision maker? Or is there someone else who is going to impact making this decision? Maybe it's an aunt, maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's a trust attorney, maybe it is their CPA, their financial advisor, etc., etc., etc. Okay, estate planner, etc., whatever it may be. Are they the sole primary decision makers, or is someone else involved in making that decision? You got to discover that. So again, just to do a recap, the 6 most important things to qualify for, and I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Number 1 is wants, and then there were the specifics. So rewind the tape, rewind the video, and know what the 4 specifics are. Number 2 was needs. Number 3, problems to solve. Number 4 was no order of importance, ability. Number 5, timing, and number 6 was authority. So these are the 6 things. So now, what do I want you to do? I want you to sit down and really think about this. Okay, and I want you to come up with 2 questions for each of those 6 primary categories that you could ask a potential buyer and or ask a potential seller, okay, that will help you discover all those 6 things. So by the time you complete this homework assignment, you will then have come up with 12 questions. So that will be a 12 question script. That will be a 12 question authentic, genuine you script, not somebody else's script. Because look, I've given you the layout. You just got to do the work. Just do the work one time, and you own it. You have it. You ask the questions. What's going to happen when you discover these questions? 2 things. Number 1, you're going to have more freedom in your life and your business, and you are going to make more money. Why do I say more freedom? Because you're going to discover that there's a lot of people that you would have worked with prior to learning how to do this that now you no longer need to work with. So that's more freedom of time, more opportunities. Number 2, you're going to make a lot more money. Why is that? Because you now have more ammunition, more tools in your toolbox for you to get people from a lead to a contract. So that is it for today. Do the homework. You know, I'd love for you somewhere right below this video to type a question or two that you can ask to discover any one of those. Let's do that. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Everyone, when you watch this video, right below this video, I want you to type a question that you can ask a buyer or a seller. Because if we do that as a community, if we do that as a whole, we'll get 20, 30 different people, you know, maybe 100 people, I don't know, coming up with questions here. And then we can pick and choose the questions that are genuinely, you know, fit our personality and fit who we are. And you can do a killer script together that way. So let's collaborate on that. Again, for more training on the subject, on Thursday, August the 14th, I am going to be doing a webinar, a complimentary 1-hour webinar teaching you more specifics on how to take people from being a lead to a contract like this. Like when I mean like this, I don't mean in 1 second, I mean a lot quicker than you're doing it right now. So to register for that webinar, simply go to chadibazzi.com/webinar. chadibazzi.com/webinar, or simply go to chadibazzi.com. Right there on the homepage, there is a link for you to register for that training. And as always, I hope I've delivered a lot of value for you. That is my intention. If I did that, please go to iTunes and leave me a 5-star rating and a positive review. And again, for the show notes, you can go to chadibazzi.com. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.